Good morning, ladies. My name is Chaz, and welcome to the What If Energy from Ben 10 was in the Rose Vampire. I usually say that wrong, but it's the weird anime where monsters and humans are trying to survive in the school one. Yeah. Fun enough, you know who the main character it was? Or is? Him. He's trying to survive the Monster Academy. But he's slowly turning into a monster. Yeah. So, yeah. Just for a few things where I have to get out of the way. I drew this one. And, yeah. I try to make it more like military one or something that says I'm a monster. I could have just used him, but no, I don't want to use him exactly, because it doesn't give me that vibe of, oh, he's a monster, so you should be terrified of him. Yeah, and I'm also gonna add to this series that I'll be doing at the end. So, yeah, and you guys voted. You said on YouTube, I made a poll that says who would be his date. And the 60% goes to her. So the poll was, who would you choose to be Energy's girlfriend? Or, like, basically. And most of you chose her. Out of, like, Spider Girl, Cat Girl, and Mermaid. Because I know that you who suggested or like selected her out of all four of them or all three of them, because the fire and ice always goes great together, except for My Hero Academia. The wife spills water on the children's face. Yeah. I was gonna put her, but sadly I didn't. So yeah. So now let's get into it and waste no time. So yeah. And he's inside of his suit thing, you might be wondering, is him, actually. He's a really buffed up giant man. Like, he's bigger than in the entire school. Yeah. You know how Power Rangers, they have that monsters turn into giant size monsters? Yeah. He's basically has ability to alter his shape, like his size, to become really tall or really short as a toenail. I was talking about the pinky toe. Yeah. So, stuff happens like normally. they we go. Of course, he gets on the bus, and him and his friend that they always make fun of. I keep clicking on this one. I mean this one. Keep click. Sorry. Kept doing it. So they make fun of him for being that size. Or most of the bullies. Except for him and his friends. Because no matter if how different people are, they're all the same. Yeah. And funny enough, he is actually went to a monster school, same thing as him. It was embarrassing at first. But now he's getting used to it. There's only one. Yeah. So he's a newcomer. Yeah. So he says, or the cat girl said, I keep calling her that cat girl. Yeah. So she shows the student around what he can, or what they can and can't do. As most of the people are laughing at him. Yeah. As he's like, as he grabs the schedule for him, because his phone is fireproof, so, or radiation, or everything proof. So he basically takes it out of his pocket to see what it is. As the cat girl jumped onto his head before. And you know what's funny? His head's so flat, it's like a... As he... Looks like it's hard for me to read. Yeah. She says, ooh, you're her... And, of course, she knows who... Because... So he and him went to her class. And she says, class? Meet your new... Our student. Treat him with kindness. Yes. And meet energy. He's a new student. And as he walks in, as he raises his hand, and as he waves at... As he's kind of nervous, but he's just... No one could see it on his face, but only people that... As he walks... right over here. As they sat down, he... Yeah. Yeah. I'm just gonna make sure. So, yeah. So he basically. So he knows who the new student is. Hmm. As after like the class, they go to lunch. And he says hi and long time no see. Hmm. As a pink haired girl comes out of nowhere as she says, "There you are." Huh. Oh, I'm just visiting my old friend of mine. He's never, he gets so overwhelmed as he says, "Huh, hi." Hmm. My, eh? As he, yeah, and it's a long time no see. As something tells her that they're both, as when they said, "Come on." Huh. As he's trying to look down, as he can't see it, it's hard for him. Plus, as he's gonna whack it, as he ends up cut his fist. Now, big guy, you're a new student, so you don't know how to. As he says, "Well, I can see a bottom of it, so oh, and plus I can't get my big fingers in there either." So yeah, as he grabs it, as he and I'm making him having overpowered powers, so that's why he has a suit thing. So yeah, so they talked uh, about the like, man, is all the students out here look more human to me than monsters? Yeah, but don't let their looks fool you. They have the monsters that built inside them. Good to know. As he's like trying to open it, as it slightly pops open, as a human hand comes out of nowhere, grabs the can, and like drinks it. As he puts a or and he puts it in the flames. And his mother, before we go any further, his parents were both monsters. One was the lava golem, one was the elemental princess one, or queen. And so the went into a volcano, like lava. And he slept there. But the elemental queen was the president of the entire world. Like, she wasn't just like a typical like girl that has like, but she has the characterization. Yeah. So, yeah. And everyone knew her. And if, yeah. And she doesn't forget anyone's faces. So, yeah. So then, plus the lava golem comes to her aid so that yeah. So, then after, well, a couple days have passed. It was time for them to go on a no. Or time for them to take a quiz. As he got 100% out of, like, yeah, he got 100% on it. So, yeah. Sorry, I had something going in my ear. Sorry. So, yeah. He's first place, followed by number 2, who was singing. And third place is him. Yeah. As they couldn't believe. I'm not gonna let this. Or some of them are like so angry that they couldn't, like. But the another newcomer is. She has, yeah, that blue hair ice. But after she visits, or after, like, goes to there, he's basically tough as nails. So, yeah. So, yeah. After they introduced, and the next day, he's so, like, yeah. So let's say the swimming pool thing, as he says, man, I'm kind of bad. As he sat down, away from everybody so that he doesn't, and he's just burning up a storm. He's just relaxing his self. No. As only people that do notice that he's just being like himself. Of course, she actually walks over and, or no, she swam over to him and says, "Huh, you're sure her are quiet." Hmm. Yeah, as, or actually, he's just there with his arms crossed when he's sitting down. His eyes are closed, or they thought they were like were wide awake, but he was just angry at something. As he as a mermaid or one of them walks over, taps on his shoulder. One second, I was getting my swimsuit on. As he does, as he says, "Huh, you want to see what I really look like under this hunk of metal?" As he lifts up and what they saw, most of the girls got such a bad nosebleed that they ended up turning the pool into blood. Yeah, you couldn't make a water fountain with it, with their blood. Yeah, because imagine him in the swimsuit, as they're like, "Man, that boy, he really," as he's so embarrassed. They thought, this is what they thought. They thought he was just like gonna be the that guy in that suit of armor. No, no, no. They were wrong. The buff guy was in that armor. As he, was, had the power to size himself, so he's basically a size of like, same size as him. But way buff. Yeah. As all the girls, they almost dropped their law. Yeah. He was a very attractive man. Yeah. So, as he's so, like, embarrassed, like, that's what I looked like. Hang. As he gets elbowed, or no, it looks like, no wonder why none of us picked on you back then. Because we all knew something was up. Alright. So, yeah. He was, or actually, he was a lot taller than the main character. He's so, like, my character. So, when he's ready to swim, yeah, as they swam. He could outswim the mermaids. They He proved it. And right then and there. And you thought I was going to be a chunky guy too. You know, walking around with a heater on my chest. Okay? So, yeah. Nature called, so, yeah. That means bathroom. Yeah. So, yeah, they basically, when as he asks everyone, who do you want to see me against in the swimming pool? As they all like, no volunteer, huh? As she ends up says, okay, how about me against you? Of course, all the mermaids age versus him in the race. And he beats them all. Let's just say that. He beats them all. Oh. Like, how do you do that? Well, my armor is not just my armor. It's mobile home. You see it from the outside, it's small. But inside, it's ginormous. It's bigger than the school. Bigger than anything. Yeah. Yeah. So then, after they were done swimming, having their fun, and getting dressed, and doing all that, some of the girls, like Spider Girl, wanted to ask him, but they were too embarrassed to ask him out. As when he puts himself back into his suit, it dries his clothes out, and he does all that stuff. Oh. Yeah. As he was very intelligent. Legend. So then, a couple days after that stuff, of course, there was three. One that's a chunky one. One that has a really long neck. The other is basically an umbrella that probably, if I had to pick him up, I would have used him as the umbrella. Yeah. So he basically like, oh, so you're the one that's attracting all the girls. As they introduce themselves, as he's like, really? As they're like trying to do, like, I know what you're gonna do. You're doing. You're stealing all the girls for yourself, you whore. Yeah. So he says, oh, I'm not a weird person. And person like you three, it's just the... And how am I weird? You three are just trying to Like, he trying to stop me for doing something crazy. And actually, I already accomplished my goal. What do you mean? As he's not like ones that are like, excuse me, what? He says this. Already, I thought that I was the only one monster that, you know. But thank goodness I met many different kinds of monsters. Because I thought I was the only one. As they're like, so instead of like them attacking him and him using that signature ability, they're confused. As he walks up to them, says, "Don't worry. I do like all three of you. Because how unique, different from all of us are." As they're like, really? Yeah. They're just wait till you guys find like their girlfriends that is right for you. So yeah, he ends up saying that, and they're like, huh, good advice. As all three of them became his friends. And they even created a new club for, like, to honor him. And as he was like, as one of them, or actually he didn't use, or he did not have that power until later in life. So he walks up him, and everyone's shocked. They couldn't believe that those three weirdos became his friends. And they know that he so they're like they are separate. As Ice could sense something inside of him that she never felt inside of herself. How she ends up wants to love on him. Because when she saw how sexy his body was, you're glad that he's yeah. As even the blue head girl tried to hypnotize him, as he's like reaches over, sends her on the hen, and that he says that trick doesn't work on me. He actually I'm not easily to be hypnotized by someone that's you. As a as don't worry. Name, by the way. Me. As he's so kind heart, his heart or how kind he is. He of course now it's just the both of them like pink and blue hair, her and her are fighting each other as he stops the fight between both of them. Why are you two fighting? And she was in that white-haired form. So, yeah. Who the heck are you? I'm energy. Hey, both of you need to stop fighting over each other's. For what? For his love? That's not how hitting people. And I'm very honest with both of you. Okay? It's like, let me tell you something. I know you're trying to be a higher rank vampire, but let me tell you something. Yeah. He tells her that I don't see you as the high-end vampire or succubus or any of you. See you as my family. I treat both of you as my own sisters, or all three of you as my own sisters. If you three are trying to fight over one guy, I mean, it's not the deathmatch thing. Okay? As they couldn't believe, as he says, come on. As because he does not have a sister, or actually, technically, he does have a sister, but I'm gonna do it in like little thoughts. So, yeah. I'm not gonna tell you what his sister is. His sister is quite literally, I'm gonna give you a hint. He is the equivalent of how will I put this? She's equivalent to or I'll just tell you because suspense is killing me either. Sorry, it was actually her. She's the one is his sister. Yeah. You thought her was the... If you want me to do another reboot of this, what if? I would. Because it would be hilarious to have her as his sister. Yeah. So, as he tells them that he and those things that I told you was actually the truth. I don't have the same powers as the, like, mind controlling people. Oh. As he walks up to him, puts her hand on his shoulder and says, we understand. We know that you're not lying to us. And you don't think us monsters as, yeah. So, yeah, basically, it's crazy. Easy. How crazy, you may ask? It's super crazy that even so, then Snow thing came as he goes visits, and after school he has a mansion, or there was custom built because his armor, he couldn't fit through the normal door, so they widened the door up as he walks right through. As his mother, her, looks just like her, says, "How was school, sweetie?" As he says, "Pretty good. I broke up the fight between two girls fighting over each other to be someone's date. Plus, I also tried to not get into a fight." Oh, that's good. Your father will be proud. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. So then, I'm just going to use that picture because Snake Girl, yeah, so he doesn't like violence. He only, if good comes to pass and he has to defend his friends off, he would. He would get into a lane of fire and, yeah. Yeah. So that's what happens. So now, peace out, y'all. Or wait, please wait for part 2. Should I clarify that up?